สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ต่าย Today I am proud to present a short video clip. It's what a conversation with Robert, which he is a volunteer tourist police in Pattaya. The clip consists of me, คุณใบภูคุณกิฟต์ withคุณแนบ as a special guest. In this interview, this clip may have exceeded the time limit set the teacher. But with the conversation, the clip could not be made shorter. What will the story? Let's go. See.
Police Cadet, yes.
This is the part of English class. Yes. I think we'll be on the summer. Mr. Richard Matt will be.
Okay. Mr. Richard. พี่เกียวชาคริตคุณชาคริตพิจิกูล yes.
I'm Gong.
Gong.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy.
I think we call mixed name.
Yes.
I'm Chow.
Chow.
Yep.
Chris. Chris.
ปืน
Burn.
Gan.
I'm dead. Okay.
And Kip.
Okay. Well, I forget the names already, so I'm very. Forgive me if I get it wrong. Okay. I think it would be pointing to say, "Hi, what's your name?" Oh, yeah. Okay. What do you wish to ask us? What do you want to talk to us about? Tell us what you have been studying and tell us what you would like us to help you with. Ralph and I are here to help you, so please ask the questions. And then when we know what you want, we can talk more with you and help you more with the practice. But the idea is practice English, speak and listen in English. So,
for me,
yeah.
I heard from my friend that who live in Australia before. So they told me that everything can kill in Australia. So is that true?
No, not everything.
Everyone likes it.
We have some dangerous things. We have snakes, but Thailand have snakes. We have spiders, but Thailand have spider. We have kangaroos. You don't have kangaroos. Not really. But yes, kangaroos can be dangerous if you put them into a confined area where they have to fight. Of course they can be dangerous. So we're no more dangerous than Thailand.
Okay, maybe.
Scotland very dangerous.
Why?
Loch Ness monster. Yeah.
Scotland, nothing.
No. They eat everything already.
Only thing in Scotland, maybe, and it's only silly people they think in the mountains when the deer are working at antlers, you know, to break the antlers and maybe fight with a lady deer behind you. If you've been there, they'll kill you with the antler because it's bone. And the many people have been farmers and shepherds have been killed with the antler.
Because the big person disrupt them.
The worst thing in Scotland that will kill you is the wind and the rain. Because even though like the Scottish mountains is half the size of the Alps in Switzerland and Scotland, there's more people die in Scotland in the mountains than in Europe because the wind cuts you like a knife. It cuts you like a knife. I've been hunting all my life.
It means that temperature is really.
Well, I've been hunting all my life, and when you go up onto the mountains for the deer, you can actually just physically walk up in the air. The cold air will just hit you right there. Then it'll just work in your body. Yes. Slashes you like a knife. Cold. It's cold. The wind chill factor. Wind chill will kill you. Kills more people than the snow. That's a danger for us, even here.
Okay. because the nature.
Your question.
Okay.
You turn.
Okay.
Yeah. First first question. Forget your name. Your name?
My name,
Yes.
Robert.
Robert. Okay. I'm Gong.
Very nice to see you, Mr. Gong.
How long you stay in Thai?
How long have I stayed in Thailand?
Yeah.
About 20 years.
20 years. Can you speak Thai?
I cannot speak Thai.
Because
I can only speak English here.
yeah. And everyone you can speak Thai.
With other people, some people,
Some people.
I can speak Thai with some people. But here, I can only speak English.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Understand.
Yeah.
How old are you? Sorry.
How old am I?
Yeah.
Well, as my grandmother would say to me, I am as old as my little finger and older than my teeth. You understand that?
No.
No?
Okay.
We are joking. When you are born, you have all your fingers, yes?
Yeah.
But you don't have your teeth. So I am as old as my finger,
Yeah.
but I am older than my teeth because my teeth come later. Yeah? So I'm joking you. I am 62 years.
62.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh,
He's asking difficult questions. I think we have to get somebody else. Your turn.
You have ever been to Pattaya?
Have I ever been to Pattaya?
ถามถูกไหมเนี่ย
No, I understood. I understood. Oh,
เปลี่ยนคำถามใช่ไหม
bring you to Pattaya. Sabishin.
Why?
Why come
Why,
to
why
Pattaya?
did I come to Pattaya?
Right.
Or how long have I stayed in Pattaya?
อย่างนี้หรือว่าทำงานที่นี่หรือทำไมถึงมาอยู่ที่นี่อะไร
ใช่
เปลี่ยนคำถาม
เป็น
change question.
Yes? Ask another question.
Do you like Thai food?
Yes, I like Thai food, but not too spicy. I like Thai food, but not spicy too much.
โอเค
ต้มตำเนาะ
Good. Yeah.
ต้มยำกุ้ง
Yes.
I have a problem with Tom Yum Goong because I am allergic to gung. Yeah. I have an allergy. Your question.
Okay. First thing I would like to say thank you all of you tried our cheese.
เรียนท่านไหน
ไม่เราก็โฟกัส
Because our course is about 15 minutes.
เดี๋ยวเที่ยง
I saw,
8 นาที
I know you are the police volunteer, right?
Yes.
So we would like to know why you joined this.
Why did we join with the tourist police volunteers? Okay, well, there is only a limited amount of time that you want to go to the beach. And when you are living here in Pattaya, you need to have something to do to keep active with your brain and your body. And so, for us, it is important to be able to give something back to the Thai people and to help the tourists and the people who visit here to understand and enjoy Thailand. That is why I got involved. I don't go to the beach very often, and sitting at home doing nothing is not good for the brain. So it is better to help people and get involved to do things with other people. And so that is why I'm involved. We are there with our officers. We always have to work with a tourist police officer. We may not do anything by ourselves. We have to do everything with the Thai tourist police.
น้ำอื่นไหมแต่
Our
ที่มี
duties
น้ำส้มมีมาเลย
working on Walking Street, doing duty on Walking Street, which is where many of the tourists go.
ไปนั่งไหมขอถ่ายให้
Some of them have problems. That can be their problem because they drink too much, or it can be that somebody tried to cheat them, or some lady or some transsexual decides to tell them they love them and they can have a problem, or somebody can steal their phone, or any other simple problem. And when people are distressed and unhappy, they immediately want to talk to somebody in their own language. And for the volunteers who can understand what they are saying, it makes it easier for them to communicate their problem, and then for us to arrange for the police officer to help them. Sometimes we have to just say, look, sorry, you were stupid. You really cannot expect people to be able to do anything. You are on holiday. This could happen to you whether you are in Germany, Italy, any country. You have to take care yourself. Some of the problems, of course, we can assist them with. And we try to make sure that they don't get cheated and that they don't cheat Thai people as well. Because not all tourists are good. It works both ways.
That's true. I've been walking street 7 years. Most weeks is walking street 7 years. Most, maybe 3 nights. You know, it's a lot. I see it all the time, but sometimes things happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. The one that always sticks in my head here, I can see it now. This was years ago, and I was at the desk with Captain Sukachai, and two Thai lady come down. She says, down here, she said there's a line, and it's not good. So we went down, and Captain Sukachai was 100% correct. 100%. He managed nothing because he'd never done anything wrong. He just in here maybe, you know. 2 hours later he threw himself out a window, naked. We had to run down the street, secure the area. I see many things. So, what I'm meaning by that is that's very rare. Okay? But my point is there's some situations we cannot help everybody. And then one night we had to run out onto the beach road because I thought it was drowning.
But it's more likely that
But that's
we get
rare. That's what I'm trying to tell you is that's very rare. That's me 7 years of walking street and only seen not many cases of very bad things. Most it's stupid.
Sometimes a husband or a boyfriend and girlfriend have an argument, and one goes this way and one goes that way, and they get lost. Oh, where's my girlfriend? Where's my boyfriend? Oh! And you have to try and get them to find out where their friend is because they're not thinking very clever. One of them may have gone back to the hotel. Maybe they've gone to have a drink somewhere else. But the idea is to try and get them back together so that they sort out their problem.
Yeah. And
These are things that we have to deal with.
Sometimes you've got to deal with the Chinese too. I can't speak Chinese. And he can't speak Thai. So we're equal. But it's simple. You just stop, get the phone out, you go translate. I go English to Chinese, he goes Chinese to English. Then the officer says, just tell him by way. Bye-bye.
Same problem when I'm a guide and a local guide in the province. So I have the problem. I can communicate with the Chinese people as well. So I ask them, can you speak English? They answer me a little bit. Say. Okay, that's okay.
A very common one as well. I don't think I can go to the next day. Japanese tourist. He said I lost my passport. So we went back to the bar. And I joked like that. We don't have to need an officer with us. As long as the officer gives us permission to go. So when we go in his name. You understand me? That's how it works. A lot of people don't know that. When we go back, gosh, can't find the passport, blah, blah, blah. I said, did you leave it in your room? No, 100%, she said. We sent her back to the room. What did she find? The passport. number one thing is people think they take it with them, but it's not with them. It's in.
A lot of the times when you're talking to somebody, you have to ask who, where, when, why, how. Because with that information, you can often make a decision and be able to help them. But many times, you don't get the full picture.
Yes.
And that's the important thing for us, is to understand what happened.
Yes.
Because if there's a fight or a dispute between two people, there are two stories.
Yes.
And you have to be able to understand both sides of the problem
Yes.
before you can get it fixed.
If the story's gone on too long, I remember. If the story's gone on too long, I keep using Captain Sugar. They're always with him, you know. That's it, don't believe you, don't believe you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, your question again.
Question.
ที่ต้องถามนี่
ก็หมุนวนกันไป
Okay. Yeah.
round table
Okay.
question
Not question, like
no worry, no worry.
You don't worry because we need people who have different languages who can't understand. It's okay. It's your country, so don't worry about it. We should speak Thai, you speak English. you ride in อะไรเนี่ยในประเทศไทยเข้ามาในประเทศไทยมันต้อง you ride
Everything in Thai.
everything no ไม่ใช่ everything นะ you ride
What do you like best?
what you ride ในประเทศไทย
Something.
what
Oh, impressive. Impressive. What impressive in Thailand? Like,
what we like best about Thailand
yeah.
For me, I tell you, I find, oh, cheers, slange,
focusing please.
oh, excuse me,
What time yet?
Leo, very good.
Leo. Yeah.
I like him. For me, I used to drive big truck and bus all over Europe, all over UK. I came to Thailand because I'd never been Asia. What made me come to Thailand because I watched a documentary on television many years ago, and it was with the king and how you say in Thai, building dams, what the build to there for water. I like that kind of thing because where I come from, we have dams, but hydroelectric water makes electricity. But what I like when I started coming, I sat down and I looked and I watched and I noticed I had quite a lot, even though this is Asia and I'm not Europe, I'm away in the Northern Hemisphere. Thailand was particularly good for me because Thai people like good joke, good laugh, taste good. Like drink, I like that. That was me for me, that was me. I was home then, you know. And we both got, even though we're different parts of the world hemispheres, we both get things in common. We're both very ancient countries. We go back thousands of years. Yeah? And we've both never been conquered. Scotland's never been conquered near Thailand. See it? And I could get on good with people. I understood them. Even though that doesn't mean understand the culture, I just understood them. That's what I meant. And the Thai food for me is number one. No, because I have a genetic disorder in my body. Thai food is really good for me. Really good for me. You're done.
Done a good job.
We'll ask somebody else. There, direction we have this one. Your question, I think, is it?
Yes, okay.
Yep, again.
Khôngต้องเซอร์วิสมากโฟกัส on
Okay. So, both of you live in Thailand for 40 years. What about girlfriend in Thailand? Do you have any?
I get a French Filipino.
Okay.
I had the Thai girl. She was good. Chai Pum obviously not about Chai Pum. Chai Pum. Chai Pum. Chai Pum. And her mum and dad had farm. But me today, loved it. In the countryside. Yeah, loved it. Out fishing. The rice, cut the rice. I don't cut the rice, I just watch them cut the rice. You know, in case immigration come for line hunting, you know.
อ๋อถึงว่าเว่าอีสานได้
Just speak Isan.
Definitely.
เว่าบ่ได้
For me, I have tended to stay single. I've had a couple of short relationships, but usually I think the cultural differences tend to be a little bit challenging, and therefore it is very difficult. When you're older, you tend to have a direct way of doing things. When you are younger and you're used to being with somebody, you are probably more flexible in the way that you think and work with people. When you get older, you tend to be set in your ways. In other words, you like to do things your way. So if I'm wanting to watch TV, I don't like it when somebody picks up the remote and suddenly changes the channel or things like that. And those are the problems that, unless you are very understanding, can make a problem. Little grains of sand in the shoe and you get a sore foot. That's my thinking.
Robert made a good point there about the culture. You know? See, that's what I was meaning. In your country, my country, you know how in the villages they've got the hierarchy. In the Thai village, you've got the boss and the comes down.
Yeah.
Well, see, in Scotland, that's like a clan system. We have clans, family groups. You know, Ireland as well. Mine makes it an Irish name, but other lot of Scottish. You know, it's the same system. Yes, I did say that to you. Yes, there's things I do not understand, but it was easy for me to try and understand because it was similar, not the same. It's I could understand. That's why with Chai home, no problem. No problem.
But I think also being foreigners, and particularly being in Pattaya, that there is a reputation in Thailand about the people that come to Pattaya and why they come to Pattaya.
Yes.
And so therefore we have to be extra careful that we do not fall victim to somebody who likes our wallet more than they like our heart. And that part of it can be a challenge as well. And it makes you more careful about who you are introduced to.
Yeah, that's true. My girlfriend from Chai home, she would always say, because she'd say I come from Pattaya, she'd say, oh, come on, come tell.
I think it's also a question of possibly the class of people. When we are here in Pattaya, quality of the people we are meeting, with all respect, is different to what you would be meeting if you are working, for example, in Silom Road or in Bangkok. The quality of people and what they're working here are different. So again, they have a different education, they have a different aspiration, what they're wanting, and therefore it makes it very difficult for the foreigner to understand. And that is why there are so many people that get into so many problems that we see that come to Pattaya as a tourist, and they think that Pattaya is Thailand.
Correct.
And Pattaya is not Thailand. And this is a major problem.
Yes, that's 100% correct. Pattaya is not Thailand, it's a city in Thailand. It does not represent Thailand or Thai culture. It's nothing to do with Thailand.
This is a
It's a
big problem.
So when they come here and they see the bar and they see things, they go, this is Thailand. Big problem to go to China for me.
That's a I
Nothing there.
People think Pattaya is Thailand. This is the first time.
Yes, so when they go to somewhere else,
And almost the
There's
same,
no
and
problem.
almost the same with Phuket too.
Yes.
I lived in Phuket for 12 years, and I know Phuket fairly well. And again, a lot of the people would come on holiday to the west coast, particularly of Phuket Island. Party time!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not Thailand.
And you've also got to remember, like, when I'm sitting, people are sitting in their country, like, if you're in Scotland now, you see an advert from on television for Thailand, for Thai tourism.
Mm-hmm.
It's Thai culture and Thai countryside. It's not the bars. You understand? Thailand promotes itself the way it should be.
Yeah. Amazing Thailand.
Amazing
Thailand, the unseen Thailand.
That's correct. That's
yeah.
absolutely correct. And Robert says it's correct. When he touched down here, you don't want to go anywhere else. You see what I mean?
Well, they have a good time. It's party time. They're on holiday. We've got money. And this is also the problem for the people, for the Thai people that are here. They think, oh, this foreigner has money. They forget that he has to work for 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, saves his money so he can come here for 1 month's holiday. He spends, oh, it's party time. Then he goes home and he gets the credit card bill and he has to work 8 months to come back again. And they think, oh, it's good, we've got a rich foreigner. Instead, he isn't. This is a big problem.
I'm the opposite. I like to work for 1 month and stay here for 8.
Party time.
Yeah, this is the
I don't
problem.
deny it. I
It's a
enjoy
big problem
myself.
for us.
I've taken many years to, but I was saying to the lady earlier on, and Robert, I've been going to the same bars for 9 years, 7 years with tourist group, 9 years. I only go to the same bars. I don't venture out. When I go in, I sit and talk to the boss of the bar, and talk to other tourists who've been here a long time since me. We don't have the same in common with other people coming from them. I just stay away from them. Bang, go. You know?
Now, I think it's the lady's turn to ask a question. Your turn.
How do you how do you think about security Pattaya?
Security in Pattaya. Okay.
That's a good question.
Well, are we talking about the security for the tourists, or are we talking about the security of the city? What sort of security are you asking me? That's a question being asked of a question, so I'm probably on
ก็
fire.
คือเขาถามว่าจะที่จะเจาะในเรื่องไหนเรื่องความปลอดภัยของนักท่องเที่ยวของทั้งหมดของพัทยาภาพรวมอะไรอย่างนี้หรือทางเกาะหรือของโพลิสหรือของตำรวจของอะไรอย่างนี้นะ
Okay, well, Pattaya is a relatively safe place.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
for us as tourists, it is a relatively safe place as long as you use your head. Would you walk down a dark street in New York? No. Would you do it here in Pattaya? No. But in walking around in a normal place, you're quite safe. Okay, if you walk down Beach Road at 3 o'clock in the morning and there's not many people around and there's some big lady boys hanging around on the beach, I think you're probably a bit silly to be there because you could have a problem.
Yeah.
But most of the police, they are patrolling. They know what's going on. We have a lot of cameras. Some of them are working. So again, there is some security from that. But most of the problem comes, or the system is, you have to be responsible for yourself. You have to take care of yourself, as you would anywhere in the world.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
You know, okay, you go with your hotel, they give you instructions. Lock the door. Don't let a stranger come in. If you do happen to have a new friend who's going to come and visit you, go to the security and register them at the hotel. Now, some of the foreigners are shy. They don't want to be seen to bring a friend. We have to, or Thailand has to say to them, look, we don't care. Just register
so that we know who you are, and if something happens, we know who to go after. That is where we need to change things a little bit. Most of the time, things are fairly safe. Okay, there are gangs of people that perhaps, like any city, ride a motorbike and steal a lady's handbag. But quite often it's the lady's problem because she's wearing her handbag on the side where the road is. If she wore it on the other side, probably doesn't have the problem. There are lots of little things like that which really, if I was in charge of it all, I would have a brochure or something to give to the people at the airport saying, hey, use your brain and do these things. Don't take your passport out in your pocket. Take a copy of it. Lots of simple things where you don't make an opportunity for a bad person. Now, okay, Thai people tend to go out together in twos. Foreigners may be more individual, and that makes more of an opportunity for bad people. But if you go to a discotheque, you don't leave your drink on the table because maybe somebody will put something into it. But you wouldn't do that in England, you wouldn't do it in Australia, you wouldn't do it in Scotland. So you can't say it's Thailand's fault.
No,
it's a thinking problem. You have to take care of yourself. Some of the problems that foreigners get themselves into is not, as Ralph says, knowing culture. Stepping on somebody's foot in a discotheque and not saying sorry. Somebody, talking to a girl who's got a Thai boyfriend. Suddenly, you get a problem. But you'd have the same problem in Australia or Scotland if you talk to somebody else's girlfriend. So, the simple things are, take care of yourself. Okay, if you're going to buy things, you have to take care of your money. Yes, it's strange money, so you have to know how much you're being charged and how much change you get. Simple, same in every country.
So you meaning safety and security is everybody's responsibility?
Everybody's responsibility,
Yeah.
not just the host country. It's everybody.
We try to call everybody.
Start from the individual.
Yeah, it starts from the individual.
You take it when you started. I've watched it go down, but I'd probably say when I was with Andros, what they say, 20,000 people walk past you walking street. Easy.
Yeah.
20,000 people walk past you every night. That's 3 nights. That's 60,000 people I see in 1 week, right?
20,000 3 times.
So you see all these people. You're talking a handful of incidents in 1 night for the amount of people is nothing. Pattaya is a safe city. Thailand's a safe country.
Yeah.
End.
My biggest complaints are, one, Thailand is very good at setting systems up, but they are not so good at maintaining them.
That's true.
You have many rules and regulations, but they are not enforced. When my mother, who is 80, came here, she was frightened to go walking along the pavement. One, because there were holes in the pavement, and two, motorbikes on the pavement. Now, they shouldn't happen, not even in Thailand, because it's against the law. It says so, but nobody pays attention. It's the same as you know and I know. How many people wear the helmet? They don't. How many people park in a red and white zone? Everybody. These are problems that we have created for ourselves in Thailand. And if there was correct enforcement and maintenance of these things, then we would all be safer. We might be more difficult to park, or it might be more difficult to walk along the pavement, but at least we would be safer. And these are things that we need to consider as a country to make it world class. And I don't mean that to be rude to Thailand, it's just we have to look at what we're doing and make sure that we do it
Number one. That's number one.
That's correct, because when I was younger, I used to drive coaches around UK and Europe. So I'm used to working with tourists. If they want to make a tyre for families, you can have the motorbikes. Nobody's going to push the pram with the baby in it, and the motorbike will go faster.
You can't walk across the crosswalk because
You can't go across a crosswalk because they don't stop at the red light. Boom! I seen a Thai lady who killed one there because of that. And that, so if they want to make a city like that, they've got to see. I went Surin one time. Surin. And the police in Surin, I remember getting told, police in Surin don't care if you're Thai or foreigner. You break the laws, the same rule apply. No messing around. Here, motorbikes on the pavement. Not in Sweden. No, it's just interesting. Here I think maybe they try and give the tourists a bit of leeway. And the Thai people, when they should be just trying to say, no, this is for Thai, it's for families, you can't do that thing. And they can do it with law enforcement. Why hold their line to the beach?
Your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He doesn't like asking questions, so he's the one who gets the question.
Okay.
Do you enjoy volunteer?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I told you, I told you. Yeah, very good. Yeah, 7 years. Yes, I enjoyed it.
9 years.
So when we talk about volunteer,
I've been a volunteer for 9 years. The average length of time for a foreign volunteer is about 2 years. Many, as I say to everybody, Pattaya to me is like a railway station. People come here to change trains, like where am I going in my life? And so therefore when they come here, they're thinking, oh, I've just retired, do I stay in Pattaya, do I go to Cambodia, do I go to England? And they change the train in their life. That's what I'm trying to mean, okay? Not literally waiting at the station. They'll be waiting forever. But that time, the people come, they get settled in, and most of them think, oh, Pattaya, they meet a lady or somebody, or they suddenly say, oh, this isn't for me, I want to go back to my country. Maybe because they're sick, and for them, they get medical assistance in their own country, or they feel more confident in the medical assistance because they speak English in their own country. Whereas here, maybe the doctor says something to them in Thai and they're going, what's the problem? But if they are talked to in their own country, then they understand better. So these are the reasons why people will come and will go. Or they have a bad experience in Pattaya, I'm going to go home. Lots of different reasons.
No.
okay, when we talk about the volunteer, we know you join because of you do that from your mind, right?
Yes.
You think what is the benefit you receive?
The benefit that we receive is that we feel that we're doing something good for Thailand, and we have enjoyment, and we meet some nice people. I mean the police and the other volunteers. We meet some nice ordinary Thai people, apart from the bad ones that perhaps we have to deal with. But it helps us. It's helped me learn more Thai language. It provides me with time for laughing. We have many benefits from it. We are not looking for money because we are volunteers, but we look for the enjoyment of being in Thailand and being part of Thai society. We are not tourists. We understand the tourists because they may come from our own country, or we have been tourists as well, but at the same time we get joy and happiness on helping them enjoy being in Thailand, solving their problems, and at the same time helping our police officers improve their English, sometimes improve the way that they think or they work when dealing with the foreigner, and sometimes it's just a good laugh because we can tease them about, oh, you like football? Oh, Chelsea's no good, or you know, whichever. We can laugh and joke with them. Okay, so it's making friends and good friends. Yeah.
I have some question.
Yes, please.
Last night, ago, Pattaya have firework.
Yeah,
Yes.
I working.
I want to know how many crime problem.
I don't think there were that many crime problems at the fireworks. You see, what happens is, as you probably know, there is the firework area and the seating area, which is protected. And the officers and the volunteers, their job is to check to maintain security within that area. So in other words, we are checking for the COVID, the two vaccination, the temperature, people having masks,
No water, no food.
make sure that they don't take in sharp objects, cigarette lighters and things that might cause problems. So our job is to assist the city council and the police in making sure that it is a safe place for families. Of course, there are a lot of people who don't go into that area, who are drinking alcohol and having a party. But all we can do is to take a patrol and try and make sure that it is calmed down and that they are not causing problems to other people. But that is the job of the police everywhere.
And
Correct?
Yes, that's right. I've just
open or
Traffic jams, well, we have two big streets, and we have, this is an ordinary town. It is not built for fireworks festivals where you have thousands of people coming down from Bangkok, all in cars.
Yeah.
You look, how many places are there to park a car? Okay, that's your first problem. Then we go and close roads, and we don't tell people that we're closing those roads. So somebody who's going from here to there suddenly finds they have to go that way.
yeah, and they close it at the wrong
And they
place.
don't close them at the wrong place, and they don't tell people, and then suddenly a volunteer is standing there saying, no, you can't go down there. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, sir. And this becomes a problem. This is mainly our Thai volunteers that have to do this
No,
because
they do that.
we don't like to
We do.
try and tell the Thai
Very rarely
that they
do
can't do something. But the Thai volunteers have this as a problem because the road closures sometimes don't get thought out.
No, they don't get thought out. That's just fine.
I'm just being polite. Sometimes.
Sorry.
I'm putting in a 50-50 criteria. Yeah.
That's it.
But you can certainly see, if you take a map of Pattaya and see where they close the roads and you think, we're here until you tell us to go away, we've had enough.
Oh, when you're finished,
When you're finished, we're finished. Okay?
I don't start drinking.
Nate kun. My cats might be upset.
Everyone, as you can see in this clip that we speak with the foreigner who work in Thailand as a volunteer for 7 or 10 years about the security management, and as we talk with them that, and they have the mindset about this is everything you need to start from yourself. We have learned many things from them and about the security management, how you do with that, how you beware about that. So we have thank you for you sharing your experience with us in this script. Thank you.
Okay.
Finally, we thank you for Teacher Tai, Teacher Boon, special lecture from Kasetsat University, who come to help as a mentor, including Mr. Robert and the one I did mention in the first place was Mr. Ralph, which is also volunteer tourist police in Pattaya. Thank you again for the past tutorial, and we will bring it back to develop to the future and enhance our capability. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ